House Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan just loves abusing his power. And so far, his weaponization committee hearings have been a total flop. A flop to the point where even Fox News host Jesse Waters has basically gone on the air recently and asked point blank, "Where are the bombshells? Like, you've been doing this for months and you've given us nothing because you've come up with nothing." But Jim Jordan's not done, folks. And it was revealed yesterday that apparently in early March, so we're talking about over a month ago, Jim Jordan sent letters to 3 different universities here in the United States demanding that they turn over all information they have about their research on disinformation in the American media. "We want to know," Jim Jordan says in his letter, "if you've been working with the Biden administration or with social media companies to tell them what is misinformation and what is not." And they want records going back. They picked a certain year, only to 2015. When Donald Trump first got into the Republican race for the 2016 nomination. So basically right around that time that Donald Trump got into politics, Jim Jordan's like, "Yeah, you know what? Let's just start right there. So all of your research on disinformation ever since Trump started running for office, you just give it over to me and my weaponization committee because we're pretty sure," he says, "certain third parties, including organizations like yours, may have played a role in this censorship regime by advising on so-called misinformation." I don't know how to tell you this, bud, but most of those years that you're subpoenaing or sending a letter you didn't subpoena yet, Trump was president during most of those years. Not that it matters to you, but you are trying to see if they were working with the federal government. And again, most of those years, the federal government was Republican. So I don't get what you're trying to do other than intimidate these universities to not research disinformation here in the United States. Which, by the way, that's exactly what these universities and the researchers that they have working on disinformation view this as. Let me read this. "The letters have prompted a wave of alarm among those in the field that the congressional inquiry itself, no matter what it finds, will lead universities to pull back on this research just as the 2024 election gets underway." Because you know why these people think this? Because they're smart and Jim Jordan is not. So they recognize fully what this idiot is trying to do. He knows he's not going to find anything of the Biden administration telling these colleges, "You got to mark this as disinformation. I'll feed it to my connections at Twitter and Facebook and we'll get it pulled off there. Yay, us, we're evil." They're not going to find that. But already what we're seeing is these universities saying, whoa, we don't want Congress to be interfering with us. We don't want the hassle. We may end up having to hire lawyers. That's going to be expensive. We're going to have to send people down to Washington, D.C. That is expensive. It's easier for us if we just not do this anymore. And it's a valuable resource that these universities provide by flagging misinformation here in the United States. But Jim Jordan knows that he's not going to find what he's pretending to think he's going to find. The whole point of this is him abusing his power with that committee to have a chilling effect on these universities so that they stop looking into disinformation, because disinformation overwhelmingly comes from where? Right-wing media. That's not to say that we don't have issues on the left with false information flying around. A viral tweet thread from a former Democratic congressional candidate last week got a lot of people on the left all riled up because they didn't wait for the facts to come out. So we've got a little bit of that over here too, I'll admit, absolutely, 100%. But nothing like what is over there on the right with their billionaire-funded, corporate-backed media machine that goes out there every day making stuff up and nobody can do anything about it. Except for these groups that are actively out there putting out reports showing how bad disinformation is on the right. Jordan wants to stop that, and he's willing to abuse his power to do it. The next step, I imagine, if these colleges do not comply with his request for information, he'll start stripping federal funding from them. Mark my words. Remember that statement right there. Because if these colleges do not do everything that Jim Jordan wants to do, his next step will be to say that we're going to cut your federal funding. You heard it here first. I guarantee you, if there is even the slightest amount of pushback, that will be Jordan's next move. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.